Good morning to all of you. So in the today's class you observe here, totally I am having three pages here. First one is this assumptions. I already sent you the list of students who have submitted the assignment number 1. Those who are not submitted, again before Monday you submit it. If you are not submitted till now, Monday you can submit by Monday. Now here you can see this one here. I'll start with the assumptions. Then you can see. So these are the notes written by me. I'll share it later on. You can see this is the second page. See, based on the assumptions, we are going to derive some expressions. After that, few more derivations are there. How do you find the depth of neutral axis? You can see this. XU is depth of neutral axis. So today's topic is important actually because once this today's topic is over, you can solve the problems. See, only after solving problems you will be able to understand the theory also here. Again, you should go back and read the theory. That time it will be more clear. Now you can see this here. This is the third page. So I'll start with first page. Observe here assumptions. So try to submit in assignments in A4. Sorry, A4 pages only. As far as possible, you should write it out because all these records will be kept properly. And you should understand that this time, whether Corona is there or not, exams will be conducted in physical mode only. So try to concentrate here. Now let us start with the assumptions here. You can see this. This is submitted by Bhargavi Nimbalkar. I have selected some Bhargavi Nimbalkar. So A division it is. So you can see this. Many have submitted, but I have taken some of the assignment. This one, those who have changed FCK. For example, see 0.446 sigma was there. I told you to change it to FCK. Those who have done it, it is okay if you have written sigma. There is no problem, but you should use this symbols given in the IS code books. Don't change the symbols. You can see the design of reinforced concrete section for limit state of collapse in bending is based on the following assumptions. Plane section normal to the axis remain plane after bending. It means that there is no warping of the cross section. Cross section remains straight. So here warping is not considered. Our assumption is the cross section will not warp. If you don't know what is warping, just Google it. It is even though the beam bends, but the cross section is not warping. That is why plane section normal to the axis remain plane after bending it. The one more meaning of this one is the strain or stress produced in the cross section is directly proportional to its distance from the neutral axis. If the distance from the neutral axis is more, stress will be more, and it is maximum at the extreme fiber. That is how you should understand the assumption number 1. It means the stress in a layer is proportional to its distance from the neutral axis. The maximum strain in concrete at the outermost compression is taken as 0.35%. It is, again, don't get confused. This is 0.35 means 0.0035. What exactly is this? You see this one. This is nothing but 0.0035. You observe this, which is written here. See, which is written here at the strain diagram. This is our assumption actually. See this. See 0.35% is nothing but 0.0035, which is written in the strain diagram. Strain diagram is 0.0035. How this value is obtained, you should understand all this. I have drawn this. I cannot say. Bhargavi has drawn this figure 0.0035. Okay, here it is. Now below you can see one more strain is given. This is strain in the steel below 0.87 Fy by Es plus 0.002. This is the maximum strain produced in the steel at the time of failure. And 0.0035 is the maximum strain produced in the concrete at the time of failure. It means the top layer has failed. When the strain in the top layer reaches 0.0035, we say the top layer has failed. So in limit state design, even a single layer should not fail. So we have taken this diagram to ultimately our aim is to find out the depth of neutral X is XU here. I forgot to tell you this. This is use this as XU as given in the code book. It is not X. You can later change it as XU. Now you can see this 0.0035. How I got this value? So this is a question here. How I got this 0.0035? I'll draw the stress strain curve of concrete. See this. Idealized stress strain curve of concrete. Now as you see, this is the strain, this is the stress, or you can say F. In code books, F is selected. In strength of material, sigma is used. So we are going to use the symbol given in the code book, that is F, FCK and FY. FCK means characteristic strength of concrete. FY means characteristic strength of steel. Now, how I am able to write 0.0035? Now observe. Now this is the x-axis is strain values. Now I'll draw this at the end of this parabolic curve. I'll draw one vertical line here like this. When the cube has failed, when concrete has failed in compression, corresponding to this, I'll draw one more line. So now from origin to this first one, let us call it as 1. This has 2. Point number 1 and 2. Now when this is a parabolic initially, then it is a horizontal line. So from origin till this point it is parabolic, then it is idealized curve. The actual curve is slightly different, but to simplify the calculations, we are going to assume a curve like this. Now this is origin. Okay, from this to this, at what strain the parabolic portion is ending? That is 0.002. It means the parabolic portion of stress strain diagram of concrete ends corresponding to a strain of 0.002. At what time, at what strain the material has failed? So usually we are talking about stress related failures. At a particular stress, a material fails. But here we are going to use strain related failures. Rather than talking at what stress the material fails, we have to talk in terms of at what strain the material fails. You can see here 0.0035 or 30, or you can say 0.35% or 0.0035, both are one and the same. So That is why I have written 0.0035 here. I know that the failure strain, irrespective of grade of concrete, whether it is M20, M25, M30, M40, M50, irrespective of the grade of concrete, the failure strain is same, 0.0035. Slightly they are different actually, but we are not going to consider the small variations. So here, now what is this 0.002? Try to understand this diagram carefully. Any questions are there, you can ask anytime. Now you observe this. What is this 0.002? Now we have to know this, why I have written 0.002. You should move to this stress diagram. So here the parabolic curve has ended. Just observe this. I'll just show this, observe here. Carefully observe this one. I'll spend at least 20 minutes on this. Observe this. Here, this curve I'm talking about. This curve is parabolic, then it becomes straight line up. See this, which is similar to this curve, whatever I have shown stress strain curve for the concrete. So this curve and this curve are interrelated. Try to understand this. Now the parabolic curve starts from the origin, which is neutral axis here. It goes like this and then it becomes straight line. Now the point where the parabolic curve ends, see here, just observe this. You can see somewhere here the parabolic curve ends. Corresponding to this line in the strain diagram, it is 0.002 because you see this curve here. When the parabolic curve ends, it is 0.002, which has been experimentally established. Somebody is having this, you just mute it. Now observe here. Now observe this one. Try to understand this. You should understand these two, strain profile and stress block. This diagram is strain profile. This is stress block. You should understand these two together actually. Because if I ask you how you got this 0.002, from where you got it? I got it from this diagram because I know that when the parabolic portion ends, corresponding to that strain is 0.02, that has been indicated in the strain diagram. Any questions here? Okay, next. So this is how you understand the assumption number B, that is maximum strain in concrete at the outermost compression fiber is taken as 0.0035, which is 0.35%. The relationship, now you observe this. This is related to, assumption C is related to this diagram, stress block diagram. We call it as stress block. So the relationship between stress strain distribution in concrete is assumed to be parabolic as shown. When you read this assumption 3, you should look at this diagram. So in this diagram, once again, I'll show you here. Assumption number 3 means what? The relationship between stress strain distribution in concrete is assumed to be parabolic as shown. So it means he is referring to this part of the curve. This is parabolic. Then it becomes straight line. That is different. Okay. So when you look at this stress strain curve here, what you should understand here is the material loses its elasticity correspond to 0.002 strain. It fails corresponding to a strain of 0.0035. This is the meaning of this particular curve. It means concrete loses its elasticity at a strain of 0.002. When you further load the specimen, it breaks corresponding to a strain of 0.0035. Now, if you If you want to know what is the ordinate corresponding to this, observe. Ordinate will be, the ordinate is here, this height. This height is nothing but characteristic strength. FCK. If it is M20, this value will be 20 Newton per mm square. If it is M30, this ordinate will be 30 Newton per mm square, like that. So this is what you need to understand regarding assumption number, that is C. The maximum compressive stress is equal to, the maximum compressive stress is equal to 0.67 FCK divided by partial safety factor. So if you are having calculator, you can try this. 0.67 divided by 1.5 is 0.446 FCK. Now you observe this. Now you observe this one here. Okay. Now how this value is written here, you should understand. So the maximum stress corresponding to the failure, I know that it is going to fail at a strain of 0.0035. What will be the value of stress when the strain is 0.0035? This is what you need to understand. It is 0.446 FCK. It means even though the characteristic strength is FCK, what is happening here is, it is, we can say nearly it is 0.45 FCK, but I'm going to use everywhere 0.446 only, but nearly it is 0.45 FCK. It means if the, let us say M20 concrete I am using, the value of FCK is 20, 0.446 into 20 corresponding to this stress, the cube is going to fail, or the concrete is going to fail, which means in the design I am just using nearly half of the value. 0.45 is nearly half. For M20, 0.45 FCK is very close to half. So this much precaution or safety is taken. Now what it means here is, you observe. First I will draw one curve like this. As you have seen in the code book, I'll draw one more curve like this. This is FCK, this is 0.67 FCK, this is 0.67 FCK divided by 1.5. So 1, 2, 3, try to observe this. It is given, it is not given F1, F2, F3 in code book. It is what, first top one is FCK, below 0.67 FCK. It means I have removed 33% from this. 1 minus, that is 33%. If you remove, what remains? 0.67 remains. 0.67 is here. See, if you remove 33%, 1/3. So I am going to reduce 1/3 from this value, which is 33% is removed. So it becomes 0.67 FCK. From that, again I am going to divide this by partial safety factor, which is 1.5. Then this will, F3 will become 0.446 FCK. That value is taken here. Any questions here? This is how it is shown in the IS code book for graph. I already told you, you don't have to remember anything here. You need to understand. You need to understand, no need to memorize anything. So what is F1? FCK. F2 means 0.67 FCK. It is 0.446 FCK. So this is how the graph is plotted here. This is how you should understand how I got 0.446 here. Now let us go to the next assumption here. If there is any question here, you can ask, because in the next assumption I am going to tell you what is this and all that. What is the strain in steel and all. So the concrete part is like this. Now, why this has to be done? Why I have taken 1/3? Now, the reason here is why I have reduced, why I am not taking directly 20, why I am taking 0.67 FCK, then I am further dividing it by 1.5, then I am getting 0.446 FCK. Why I am doing this? I am not sure of FCK at the site. In the laboratory, I am getting 20 Newton per mm square. At the site, it is not possible because the type of loading and size will be different. We call it a size effect. Here a cube is there, but at the site cube will not be there. It will be a beam or a slab or a column. Sizes are different. So many size effect we call it as. Because of size effect and other uncertainties at the site, the way it is manufactured at the site, the way it is manufactured in the laboratory will be different. Curing will not be, we cannot ensure all these quality control measures at the site. So that is why I'm not going to depend, I'm not going to say it will be 20 at the site, it will be less than that. So I'll use because of the size effect, I'll remove 1/3 from this. 1/3 remove means 33% is removed means 0.67. To this value, I am going to further divide by partial safety factor, which is 1.5. So ultimately what we are doing, 0.67 by 1.5 is 0.446 FCK. This is how you need to understand the assumptions. So let us go to the next. See here. See, that is why I told you to write these assumptions yesterday only. Only one day was given because only one page was there, and in the today's discussion, it would have been helpful for those who have submitted the assignment. Since it was a single page, I told you to write it in one, and I have given the notes also. It was a matter of 10 minutes. Now observe here, the tensile strength of concrete is ignored. So the concrete which is there in the tension zone is not at all considered because we know that concrete is weak in tension. In the tension zone, only steel is taking all the tension. It means the tension zone, whatever concrete is there, it is there only to grip the reinforcement. Just to hold the reinforcement in position, concrete is there. Otherwise, it is not taking any tension in the tension zone. That is assumption number D. Okay. Next, the stress in reinforcement is derived from the representative stress strain curve of the steel as shown in the figures. Observe here. The stress in reinforcement, we are talking about stress strain curve of steel now. So it is derived from the representative stress strain curve. I already told you that if it is Fe250, if it is Fe250, the value of Fy, which is characteristic strength of steel, it is denoted by Fy. So Fy will be 250. Sorry, if I use Fe415 steel, Fy becomes 415. Here I am going to divide Fy by partial shift effect. I am not going to assume Fy at the site. The steel, there will be some imperfections, there will be some manufacturing defects, minor because the quality control is higher while producing steel than while producing concrete. So I am going to use a smaller value of partial safety factor. It will not be 1.5, it will be 1.15. So the question is why a smaller number is used, that is 1.15 used as against 1.5 for concrete. The answer is the manufacturing process, the quality control is better in case of steel than in case of concrete. That is why we have assumed a smaller number. So it is Fy by 1.15 is the design stress. Are you getting this point? When you divide the characteristic strength with partial safety factor, that we call it as design strength. So here characteristic strength is Fy, design strength is Fy divided by 1.1. That is design strength. So only 8 minutes are left now. Now observe here how this equation I am getting. Now I'm talking about this. I'm talking about, you see this strain in steel, which is here. What code says, you observe? According to this code book, what is happening here is the maximum strain in tension reinforcement in the section at failure. So the steel will fail, the steel rod will fail when the strain has crossed this value. That is the assumption. Assumption is this. Now observe, strain in steel epsilon s, you can call it as ES also, should be more than or equal to this number. What is this? Fy. See, how do you find strains from strength of materials? It is stress by elasticity. Strain is equal to stress by elasticity. Now you see this, you forget 1.15 for the time being. Fy is a stress, Es is elasticity. So stress by strain is elasticity. Now what we have done here is Fy, which is the yield stress, when the material reaches its yield stress, divide this by 1.15 to get design stress. So design stress divided by elasticity. That is stress by elasticity. What is stress here? Stress is Fy by 1.15 is the stress divided by Es, elasticity of the steel. This is nothing but strain. This is the yield strain in the steel plus inelastic strain of 0.00. It means it crosses the elastic limit. The material has crossed its elastic limit here because Fy by 1.15 Es is corresponding to this strain. The material has crossed its elastic limit. It goes into the plastic stage. Further, see, further it elongates. There is an additional strain of 0.002. So for this one, this is added in order to account for inelastic strain. Now what is inelastic strain? I'll show you, observe here. This is inelastic strain. This is elastic strain. So elastic strain plus a part of inelastic strain which is taken as 0.002 together. So corresponding to this total strain, the steel will fail. Now you, for example, if you want to substitute the values here, let us say I am using Fe415 steel. So substitute Fy is equal to 415 divided by 1.15 into 200 kilonewton per mm square. Yes, 200 kN per mm square, or 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square plus 0.002. You can calculate this value. So whereas I have shown, observe here, whereas I have shown directly 0.0035, I cannot show the strain of steel in that way because it goes with the grade of the steel. If Fy is 250, the value will be different. If Fy is 415, total strain will be different. If Fy is 500, so this is happening, that is why it is written in this way. Because Es is constant, but Fy is changing depending upon the grade of the steel. But here, in case of concrete, what is happening? Whether it is M20, M30, whatever, the strain is assumed as same. There, slight variation is there, but you are not going to, the marginal changes we are not going to consider here. But here, that is not going to happen because it is 250, it is 415. Somebody can take the screenshot. All of you type your USN. First type your division. B, let us say B USN name. Type B USN name. All of you can do that. Every day you have to follow this. Daksh is asking, Daksh, is there any doubt?
No, sir, by mistake, sir.
Okay. Okay, this is how you try to understand the stress strain curve and these entire assumptions. So the maximum strain in tension. So the question, gate level question it is, why it is shown like this? Why it is a fixed number in concrete? Because irrespective of the grade of concrete, the strain is 0.0035, whereas strain in steel depends upon the grade. That is why the formula is different. And 0.002 is nothing but inelastic strain. It has to cross the elastic limit. It has to enter into plastic limit. That is why this extra 0.002 is taken here to find out the strain at failure. So the minimum strain is over. All these assumptions are over here. Okay, I have recorded this one. I can share it later on if you want, but try to understand now only. Fy, characteristic strength of steel. Es, modulus of elasticity, capital Es it is. Epsilon is strain in steel at failure. So these are the assumptions. So why I have given this one is these assumptions are more simplified than what is given in your codebook. Codebook assumptions are a little bit lengthy. So in the examination, if you can remember this, you just simply read and write this one. So there is no problem here. So only 1 minute is left. I wanted to actually go to the next page. So if you are ready for extra classes, because I am slightly lagging because of strength of material revision. I am lagging 2 hours because you have to submit this one as a next page of assignment number 1 only. Whatever I am showing today, 2 pages. These 2 pages exactly, this is assignment number 1 now. This one, this one, this one, these 3 pages equal to 1 assignment actually, but I wanted you to write that much because you can follow it when you read the assumptions. When you write the assumptions, then only you'll be able to follow at least to some extent. After the explanation, it will be more clear. So all of you type, 1 minute is left. In the I will try to, so I will announce, if everybody is okay, I'll announce the extra time, especially working days, afternoon sessions. Are you ready? Are you ready or what?
Yes, sir.
Afternoon sessions on working days, not on Sunday. Like Monday, Tuesday. Is it okay?
Yes,
Because I'll solve some problems now. See, next 3 pages, after these 3 pages, another 3 pages are there. Once I do that, you can come back and read the assignment again. It will be, this one again, assumptions and all, it will be more clear that time. Any questions are there, you can ask. In the next hour, you can ask doubts regarding this, no problem. Next hour also, I will show this page. Any doubts are there, you can ask. So the time is